and welcome to our morning movement ritual. Adjust the camera just a sec. All right, so this morning, using triangle pose in yoga as our foundation, and I'm just really loving, here's the book that I'm getting things from. It's such a lovely book called Yoga Toolbox for Teachers and Students. And I wanted to read to you about triangle pose because that is the foundation of what we're going to do today. So welcome and good morning. And I always love it when people just pop a little comment to say hello and who's here, so I know who's here, right? Because it's when we don't see each other, it's hard to connect, right? So triangle, Trikonasana, and this is what it means. We'll try obviously 3, and Kona is an angle, and asana. You always hear the word asana, it just means pose. And the triangle represents the tripartite expressions of the cosmic self, Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. And then yesterday, remember we talked about sattva, tamas, and rajas, and those are the 3 energies of inertia, action, and harmony. Sorry, I have a whining dog behind me, and it's a little bit distracting. So hopefully once I get going with my yoga, he'll calm down. Our yoga, I should say. So, triangle. Now, rather than just jumping in cold, we're going to start out with our feet wide and wiggle our hips. And just side to side. Breathing in, breathing out. And then taking the arms up. Imagine that there are things on either side of you that you're trying to reach for. You're reaching out and stretching through your waist. So one thing in triangle is keeping this space open between your ribs and your hips. Good. Stretch. And reach. And reach. All right, so our setup is very similar to warrior, which we did yesterday. Taking your right foot and rotating it out. So we've got that alignment of heel, arch of the back foot, big toe angled inward. Stacking and aligning, ribs and hips, arms reach out. All right, now stretching, lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. When you feel like you can't go any further, you're going to stop and just let your arm drop. So that might be here. It might be down here. Most people, in my experience, cannot go to the floor, even though that's what the books picture. It's a very rare person that has hips that are that flexible, right? So reach through the crown of your head. This has never happened, ever once in my recordings. And now today Tucker decides to be agitated. So let's take a deep breath in. Reach tall through the crown of your head. And feel the foundation in your feet. So spreading the toes, anchoring through your back foot, breathing deeply. Now, option with the arm to set it alongside your ear. And we're going to hold this for a bit. So make any adjustments you need to. Breathing in, scissoring the thighs together. And hold there for 1 more minute, and I'm going to just take care of this noise situation. Deep breathing in and out. All right. I'm pretty calm, but noises are very distracting. So now we're in the quiet space. So slowly coming out and up and open and toes forward. And just reset, wiggle your hips, circle your hips, loosen. Let's go to the other side. Left foot rotated out, right big toe angled inward, heel to arch of back foot alignment, and arms stretch up. Deep breath in, exhale, feel your feet. Inhale, rise tall out of your legs, waist, and stretch out of your waist. This left hip is dropping, right hip is lifting. Lengthen, reach, 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 reach. And then when you can't go any further without collapsing in here, lower the arm, and right arm reaches up. Imagine that there's a wall behind you, and you're just pressing gently against the wall. Turn your head, look up at the hand, front knee straight, deeply breathing. And yesterday we were talking about those three energies of inertia, action, and harmony. And so finding harmony in your body by just exploring where do you feel like you're really active, maybe even overactive. And can you just relax a little bit there? It might be your jaws, it might be your shoulder. And where do you feel like you're a little bit asleep? Maybe it's your inner thighs, maybe it's your pelvic floor. And can you bring a little more activity there? Maybe it's your toes. And just creating stability, balance, and harmony. Full breaths. Maybe taking that top arm and bringing it over your head. It's a very challenging pose, isn't it? A lot going on. Dropping that top rib cage down. Deeply breathing. 2 more. Reaching the arm up. Ooh. And just letting everything settle. Letting the body adapt and adjust. Circling your hips. And now I'm going to turn, and the setup is going to be kind of similar to Warrior One, like we did yesterday, but we are going to do rotated triangle. Both legs are straight. This front foot is turned in about 30 degrees, a little bit more than we did on the triangle. Right hip, got my right leg forward. Right hip is pulling back, left hip is pulling forward, so they're even. Scissor your thigh bones together and reach the arm, left arm up and stretch forward. Now, today it might be just putting your hand on your thigh. And then you might reach your right arm up and open and twist. So again, there is no need to be down here and fighting to get into the pose. Just honor your body and where you are. I'm going to turn just so you can see that from a different angle, what I'm doing. Okay? So, turning your rib cage, turn, and breathing. Scissoring the thighs together and finding that balance between activity and inertia. Can you relax your hips a little bit? Relax your shoulders. Deep breath in. Exhale, unwind. And coming up to stand. Rotating forward. And again, just circling your hips, one direction then the other. Feeling the heart rate just kind of settle down. And other side, left foot rotated out, right big toe angled inward, about a 30-degree angle. Now, rotating your right hip forward, left hip back. Inner thighs scissor together. And let's stretch the right arm up. Lengthen the waist. Inhale. And exhale, reaching out over the leg. Stretch, stretch, reach, reach. And then hand to the outside of your thigh. Pressing in on the thigh. And then opening the left arm up. And breathe. Now, perfectly fine not to open the left arm if you're just working on stability today. Balancing the weight between the two legs. Remember, there's a back leg here. Keeping it active, and breathe. Two more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, unwind. Standing up. Rotating forward. And again, hands on hips. And just hula hoop circle. Whew, that is an intense pose. Just gets a lot of things activated. And interestingly, when I was reading through this wonderful book that I have, every single chakra is stimulated in triangle and in rotated triangle. So now take a moment in mountain pose, palms forward. Press into your big toes and heels and lengthen the spine. So after doing that rotation, just taking a moment to realign, sensing your tailbone underneath you, lengthening through your waist, drawing up through your rib cage, and shoulders spreading back and down, crown of the head reaching tall, and just balancing the weight between your 2 feet. And then just softening the exterior, feeling your strength, feeling your power, and finding your harmony, your sattva, and committing to staying in that place of harmony and balance, no matter how chaotic, no matter how crazy everything around you gets, because that, my friends, is being a super mom, not doing it all, right? And I have to remind myself of that right now. I've got a lot going on. So when you start to feel whoosh, come here and just breathe. And thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your time and just be present to yourself so that you can be present to others. Namaste.